Hi everyone. In this video, let's try to understand how we can enable server-side encryption for a virtual machine. So there are three options in a server-side encryption. We can use platform managed keys and customer managed keys, and you can use a double encryption methodology too. So in this video, I'll going to use SSE. So how do I go and do that? I'll go ahead and create a virtual machine. So when I'm creating a virtual machine, I'll choose C India as an RG and VM01. Going to create go for a spot instance. So the encryption comes in the storage of the files and everything. So you see that option of encryption under the disks. So if we see at the encryption at the disks section, we have three options here. Uh, Encryption using the platform managed, or encryption using the customer managed, or double encryption using both keys. So by default, Azure is saying that when you're creating a virtual machine, you can go ahead with the platform managed keys. So what is platform managed keys? Azure is going to take care of the management of the keys and everything. Uh, that's a platform managed key. So let me go and leave this option as it is, and I'm going to click on review plus create. And if the validation is successful, that's how you can go and use the SSC encryption with the platform managed keys. So its validation has been passed. So if you are choosing here instead of platform managed, the customer managed keys, it means that I wanted to manage my own the encryption keys for this encrypting this virtual machine. So here for this we need to have a disk encryption set, and for that you can even search here disk encryption, and you can go ahead and click on select it, and you can go ahead and click on create, and I'll click create it on disk encryption set in central India. I have to select the key vault. So before I select a key vault, I have to create a key vault, and I created a key vault, and you have to enable the option. So when we create a key vault in this, so if I go here key vaults, so when I create a key vault, few things which you have to take care is mention a unique ID which is unique across Azure, and in the coming to the access policies, please ensure that you are enabling Azure disk encryption for volume encryption. So this is a mandatory one, and you can even manage this, create this one if you wanted it. For virtual machines, if you're storing the secrets that username passwords for here, then you can choose it. Otherwise, you can just enable this Azure disk encryption in this for this lab, and you can create it. Once you have created this key vault, you have to assign an RBAC role for yourself. So the RBAC role which you have to assign here is a owner or a contributor one. At this point of time, I'm going for a owner. I have to select a user, and that is nothing but myself, VRK Solutions, and I'm going to click on select, click on review plus assign, and I assigned a role. So let me wait for a couple of minutes. So once you assigned it, it's recommended to wait for 2-3 minutes, and then go and choose the key vault as the one. So I'll just do a refresh right now, and I'm going to say disk encryption set, and I'm going to leave it as customer managed encryption, and I'm going to select the key vault. And here if I see I have an encryption key. So even one more thing is you can import your existing key, or you can create an key, and when you are generating a key, you will just select the option as generate and give the name as and I gave the name as encrypt disk, and just click on create. Once you click on create, and you have assigned an RBAC for yourself, so whoever is going to create disk encryption keys, they have to have the permission to key vault in terms of accessing the encryption keys and everything. So here I'm going to select the encryption disk, and the version I'm going to keep select that, and I can do an automatic key rotation selecting this option, or just click on create. Once I click on create, the disk encryption set will be created, and I can select that and I can go ahead and create it. So let me do it. So let's wait for the deployment to get complete. I see the encryption disk encryption set has been completed. I can go back right now, and I should be selecting the customer managed encryption, and I'll see the disk encryption set here, and I'll go plus review plus create, and I could see right now the validation has been passed successfully. Now if you wanted the dual encryption, you have to equally, when you're creating a disk encryption set, just the same way I have created it, we have to remember that you have to select the option here is double encryption using, so that will the Azure will create its own managed platform managed key, and it will encrypt that with the customer managed. So here I'll select the keyword and I'll select the same key. There is no changes to that, and it will create a double encryption key using this platform managed keys and the customer managed keys. And once I create it, then I'll be in a position to view this double encryption set. So let me go ahead and create it. So I'll wait for the deployment to get completed. If I go and it was created, now if I go and select this double encryption, I'll be able to see that right now I created an encryption with just the naming convention ADS, and we can select that, and I can go and click on review plus create. So I'm creating a virtual machine using the double encryption. So this is how in this video I have shown that we can create an SSE encryption using a platform managed encryption. And if you are using a CMK, what we do, we have created a key vault. So we have created a key vault, and we have ensured that we assigned an RBAC to it. What is RBAC? You are assigning a permission to yourself when you wanted to create a disk encryption key. And that RBAC assignment which I created as a owner role. And once I assigned the owner role, then I use the disk encryption. I use the service called disk encryption set, and I went and selected this key vault, and then I also created in this key vault a key encryption key, and that encryption key I selected it in the disk encryption set. And once that has been done, I went and created a virtual machine, and while creating a virtual machine I selected the option of encryption using customer managed keys, and I selected the disk encryption set. If you're using a double encryption with PMK and CMK, when you're creating a disk encryption set, you have to select the option that let's say encryption using PMK and CMK. And then once that's disk encryption set is created, you'll use that one while creating a virtual machine. So this is how you do it in server-side encryption. Please let me know in comments if you have any doubts. Thank you.